Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So here I have my client. As you can see, her hair is really long and it is past her manageability length, and that is what we're going to talk about today in our video. So let's get started. So we've all been there. You've decided to grow your hair out and then it happens. You're in the in-between stage. Yikes. And at this stage, you grow frustrated and start to do whatever it takes that will make you look beautiful and happy and confident. This sometimes can lead you down a dark path, such as pulling out that old relaxer underneath the bathroom sink or dusting off an old wig. This is a prime example of you being outside of your manageability length. And when you do this, you're in a gray area and you have two choices: to tough it out until you grow your hair out, or cut it back down to a length that's more manageable for you. Many of my clients decide to cut, of course, because that's what I specialize in, because they know the longer their hair gets is going to be a little bit more work for them to care for and to style it. So they decide to go back down to a length that's more manageable. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my client right now. She decided to go a little bit shorter than she's usually comfortable with, so that she has a little bit more longevity and so that her shape grows out in a very dramatic way. So this is a great way. If you have a hair goal of growing your hair out in a certain shape, go ahead and go really short, and then it'll grow out in that shape, and then you'll actually have a style much longer. But here are a few benefits of having your manageability length. Less frustration and uncertainty. When your hair is more manageable and you're able to style it and you're able to just get up and you know what you're doing, you know how it's going to look, you're not going to be as frustrated when it's time to go out into the world and have your hair done for an event, or maybe you woke up last minute. When your hair is very manageable and it's at a length where you're like, okay, I got this, you'll have less frustration and less uncertainty. Another benefit is you'll actually care for your hair with some excitement. And when you are excited about caring for your hair and excited about doing your hair, you will take better care of it. And healthier hair is always more manageable. So when you take better care of your hair, you will have healthier hair, and then it'll be more manageable. So that's one of the major benefits, as well as you will have minimal bad hair days. Okay, you will not have as many hair days where you're just like, I gotta put a hat on, a wig, wrap my hair up in a scarf, because your hair is very manageable. You found a length, you found a style that works for you. We often try to look at a style on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and say, I really want that style, not knowing how much work is actually going to go into that style. We might want platinum blonde, or we may want a style that's really long on top, but sometimes that doesn't work for us because we just don't have the time, or we're just not going to be able to maintain it. So it's really important to be honest with yourself and find out mainly what your manageability length is, but also find out how much maintenance you're going to put into your hair when choosing your style. Also, another benefit of having a great length that is manageable for you is that it's going to be easy to style between salon visits. So I'm really booked and sometimes my clients can't get in. So I want to make sure that they are able to get in and get their hair done, as often as possible, but sometimes they're going to miss out. And what that means is they need to be able to style their hair in between salon visits, which is going to make it a lot easier for them if their hair is cut to a manageable length. But how do we get to a manageable length? So think back to a time when you were happiest with your hair, when you actually did your hair and you loved it and it was easy for you and you were able to just go in and do it with no problem. That's probably your manageability length. Now, if you were relaxed at that time, you'll kind of have to do a trial and error to figure out, how that translates into being natural. But try different lengths. Go outside your comfort zone. Go a little bit shorter. Most of my clients who went a little bit shorter than they thought they would like, they actually love it, and they tell me that they're never going back. So don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to go ahead and try to go shorter and see if that works for you. If not, your hair will grow back. It's all good. It's all about trying and going outside of your comfort zone so that you can find that ideal style that works for you, that you're going to be happy with long term, so you're not over manipulating your hair. So we'll talk about that for a second. So our hair is very fine. The tighter the curl, the finer the strands. And what that can do is cause a lot of breakage and damage, because the tighter curls, they wrap around each other, and then the finer strands, they're easy to break. So that means that you have to be very careful and very gentle with your hair and try not to manipulate it as much as possible. So that's why it's really important to find something that's very manageable for you, something that you're not going to be pulling and tugging and touching all the time or trying to restyle, because then you can actually block your length retention. Let's say you are trying to grow out the top of your hair or grow it into a particular style, you'll have less length retention just because you're over manipulating your hair. So it's really important that you find a length that works for you. Also, just try different shapes. So sometimes a length will look better if it's in a different shape. So you may not be able to get a bob type look. You may need a rounder look for it to be manageable. Because sometimes if you have something that's a little funky, like asymmetrical, it's not as manageable as something that is cut straight down into a bob type style. So definitely take that into consideration, the type of shape that you have in your hair. And as you can see now in the video, my client, we cut her down a lot. We were able to get some coils in there. You saw me go ahead and use the coconut milk shampoo and conditioner along with the gels that I use, the organic styling gel by Influence, as well as the Mizani Perfect Coil Gel. And now I'm just going to edge her up and get her nice and clean. And this haircut will last her probably a good 3 to 4 months actually, because like you saw in the before video, she actually likes to let her hair grow out and curl up on the side. So because it went so short, this is going to grow out beautifully, and she's going to have, she doesn't have to come see me because she takes really, really good care of her hair. So I only see her about once a quarter when her hair is grown out to a place where it's not manageable for her anymore. And that's the title and that's the theme of our video today. So there you go. We're all finished. She has a wash and go, some coils on the side, and it's nice and short and easy for her to manage. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and give me a comment below on any topics you would like for me to cover in the future. Have a great day.